Down on the field, Kurt Kaiser is standing by. He has the starting lineups. Kurt?
All right, thank you very much, Don. Another great night for high school football out here at Ratliff Stadium. The series between these two teams, the Permian Panthers and the Midland High Bulldogs, has belonged to Permian. Permian enters this record, or this game tonight, with a record of 27-3 against the Midland High Bulldogs. They've won the last 15 meetings, the last 3 by shutouts. And let's take a look, first of all, at the Permian defensive unit that'll try to add 4 shutouts in a row against the Midland High Bulldogs. Starting off at defensive end with Steve Womack. Steve, 6 foot, 200-pound senior. Defensive tackle is Chad Williams, last week's defensive player of the game. Chad, 6'4", 239-pound senior. Defensive tackle, the other one is Chris McMillan. Chris, 6 foot, 192-pound junior. And the other defensive end is Todd Allen. Todd is 5'9", 179-pound junior. Taking a look at the linebacking core, we start with Zane Watson, 5'9", 176-pound senior. The middle linebacker is sophomore Brian Tucker. Brian is 5'11", 171 pounds. And rounding out the linebacking core, Robbie Manelli, 5'9", 169-pound senior. Kevin Mannix will start a cornerback for the Panthers. Kevin, 5'11", 166-pounder. Johnny Seeley, the other cornerback, 5'10", 164-pound senior. Trent Hendrick, who has 5 interceptions on the year. One of the safeties, 5'8", 150-pound senior. And then Lloyd Hill, 6'1", 178-pound senior safety. Steve Womack will do the punting for the Permian Panthers tonight. On the other side, the Midland High Bulldogs that like to break that string of scoreless games against Permian. Midland High will be led offensively by quarterback Brian, or make that Patrick Mowles, and also quarterback Jason Stone. They will alternate on this series between the offensive units, and they will be the 2 leaders at quarterback tonight for the Midland High Bulldogs. Fullback will be Brent Noisette. Brent, 5'8", 165-pound junior. James Lee will be the tailback. James is 5'8", 175-pound junior. The flanker is Eric Hemphill. Eric is 5'10", 145-pounder. He is a senior. Brandon Oden, the split end. Brandon, 5'10", 144-pound junior. Michael Wright, the tight end, 6'1", 170-pound senior. Cal Netherland is the tackle, one of the tackles. Cal, 5'8", 178-pound senior. At the guard, it is Chris Spratt. Chris, 6'3", 215-pound senior. The center, Stephen Beal, 6 foot, 170-pound senior. And the other guard, Joe Phillips, 6'5", 227 pounds. He's a junior. Joe's a big one at the guard position. The other tackle is John Braun. John, 5'10", 181-pound senior. And the kicker is Shane Barden for the Midland High Bulldogs, 5'7", 140-pound senior. That's how the Midland High Bulldogs will line up offensively. Again, Midland High 0-1 in district play. The Permian Panthers are 1-0. That'll wrap up the starting lineups from down here on the sidelines. Let's head back upstairs to Don Scott.
I want to remind everybody once again, thank you, Kurt, that the game is a very important game for district honors, of course. Midland High last year with a 9-1 record and losing out in the toss for the coin. They really want to come back. They want to be in the district race this year. A different tiebreaker, a point system going this year. Up to 18 points a game if you beat your opponent by that much adds up in the tie-breaking system. So there won't be any coin flip, and Midland High would like to be back in the playoff picture again this time around. To do so, though, after losing to Midland Lee, they need a victory over Permian tonight. The Midland High Bulldogs feature a rather balanced offensive attack. They run and pass equally well, a little bit more yardage passing than running. And the Permian Panthers this year are also fairly balanced. They have thrown not often, but when they have thrown, it's been for pretty good hunks of yardage at one time. And for Texas Institute of Sports Medicine, that's the pregame show. Remind everyone to be sure and tune in for the postgame show when the Texas Institute of Sports Medicine will honor the offensive and defensive players of the game. We'll be back with a kickoff in just a moment.
So far in 1989, the Permian Panthers have produced fireworks on the football field, resulting in a lot of points on the scoreboard. The Panthers ran and passed to the tune of 49 points in winning their District 4 5A opener last week against Odessa. The district's #1 offense will take to the ground and air one more time tonight against the Midland Bulldogs. The Panthers have dominated Midland the last 15 years, but this is a determined bunch of Bulldogs. A Bulldog team that nearly pulled off a miracle comeback last week against Lee. A battle of dogs and cats coming your way on Channel 7 High School Football next.
It's the Battle of the Basin. The Midland High Bulldogs travel here to Ratliff Stadium tonight to meet the second-ranked Permian Panthers. An exciting high school football action brought to you tonight by Odessa Women's and Children's Hospital, Harold's Electronics, Carwell Service, and Medessa Telephone. We're just moments away from the kickoff. Kurt Kaiser along with Don Scott as we have the Midland High Bulldogs and Permian Panthers in the second game of the District 4 5A season. Permian opening up with a win last week against Odessa High, and the Midland Bulldogs a loss to the Lee Rebels.
Okay, another sponsor has joined us for tonight's game, by the way, Kurt Kaiser. That would be Rogers Ford out of Midland, contributing to making high school football available to all of you in the audience. And this game tonight, Kurt, is going to be, it's one of those things, you have hunches, and I have a hunch about this game. I think this game is going to be a whole lot closer than a lot of people have predicted. I think the Harris poll had some 35 point favorite for Permian. I don't believe you're going to see that kind of ball game. I think Midland High found themselves in the second half last week against Midland Lee. They found out that they can play football, and if they can eliminate mistakes, I think they can stay with anyone. I think it could be a very interesting ball game.
Davis Corley's Midland High Bulldogs on the field, and here come the Permian Panthers. Don, the problem for the Bulldogs in the early part of this 89 season has been turnovers and mistakes. They eliminated much of that last week in their game against Lee, especially in that second half when they staged a ferocious second half comeback. And you cut out the mistakes, you'll do a lot better. Davis Corley knows that and wants his troops to continue to do that tonight.
Well, and it's also, you know, when you're playing the number 2 ranked team in the state, the number 9 ranked high school team in the nation, you get up. Your adrenaline starts pumping. You want to beat them real bad, and if you can get out there and channel that that pumped up feeling and that adrenaline and that energy in the right directions, good things can happen.
Permian comes in as the number 1 offensive unit in District 4 5A, averaging 420 yards per game. The Panthers number 2 on defense. The Midland High Bulldogs, with an average of 279 yards per game, come in 5th in district play, and their defense is also 5th in district play. The Panthers will receive the kick and will put their offensive unit on that field first. And Permian last week offensively, Don, did few things wrong.
Right, and this year the Permian Panthers, perhaps more than any year that I have seen in the last 25 years of watching Permian play, they have a different type of football team in that there are 2 backs in that backfield that you must take care of. If you try to key on one, then the other one will cut loose and go crazy. And if you only try to stop the run, then Stony Case can certainly beat you with a pass. So they present a lot of problems for anyone who's on the defensive side of the football.
And those 2 backs, of course, Chris Comer from Permian with 550 yards this year. Arve Villa, 349 yards.
And
number
they're
2 and number 3.
Number 2 and number 3 in the district as far as rushing is concerned. And so that's tough. The suspect part of the Permian team has still got to be considered the defense. They have played very well, much better than most people thought, but here it goes.
We're underway as David Worley kicks it down the field, and it'll be brought in by Adrian Villa. Adrian up to the 20-yard line, going down the sidelines, and he'll be forced down at around the 35-yard line by Ray Leba. So that's how we started tonight from Ratliff Stadium, with the return from Adrian Villa.
Villa cut the ball to the outside. If he could have got another block or so out there from brother Arve Villa, he could have gone a little bit further perhaps. But Arve was in a bad position. If he had thrown the block from where he was, it would have been a clip, so he couldn't block.
Stony Case opens up at quarterback once again. He has Lloyd Hill wide to the right side. That's Villa back in motion to the near side of the field. The Panthers keep it on the ground. Up the middle to Chris Comer. Comer at midfield into Bulldog territory. And Chris Comer on his first carry of the night takes the ball down to the 44-yard line.
21-yard gain on the first carry of the night, and it's just a great job of running. He had a huge hole in the line to get through, avoided a couple of backs down the field, tried to get in behind, and actually tripped over Lloyd Hill's feet as Lloyd Hill was trying to set up a block for him.
So the Panthers just that quickly are into Midland territory with the ball at the 44-yard line. Case brings it the other way to Arve Villa, who takes it down to the 40. Ray Leba, the linebacker, in on the stop that time for the Bulldogs. Be a 4-yard pickup to make it 2nd and 6.
Little counter action to start with, and Villa he couldn't cut back behind the blocker. If he had cut back behind 61 instead of in front of him, he'd have had another 5 yards.
They put the ball at the 41, so instead it is 2nd and 7 as we come down on the 11-minute mark. First offensive series of the ball game. Arve Villa and Alan Wiles are wide to the left. Chris Comer, the lone back, behind Stoney Case. Moving along the line. No flags, and the Bulldog defense is right there to stop Chris Comer. Jason Payanis on the stop for the Bulldogs.
And this is the way you play the defense, and he sloughed off his block, got a hold of Chris Comer, and brought him down.
Nice job by Jason, 5'7", 185-pound senior.
Midland High has good size along their defensive front and their offensive front. Some good-sized people that are certainly capable of doing the job.
So after the initial long run by Chris Comer, the Bulldog defense is stiffened, and it's 3rd down. 3rd and 7 facing the Panthers. Adrian Villa to the right side, Hill to the left. Case looks to throw, trying to find Hill. Instead, it's underneath to Arve Villa. 1st down for the Panthers as Villa takes the football down just outside the 25. Ray Leba was there for Midland to force him down.
And that's exactly the thing we were talking about in the pregame show. The linebackers froze inside by the play action on the pass. The back sneaks out, nobody there to cover him, and Lloyd Hill gets a good block for him downfield. Got caught up with by some other people, but Lloyd put somebody on their back.
We're under the 10-minute mark in the first quarter of play as Hill and Adrian Villa go wide to the right side. 1st and 10 at the 26. Case to throw. Case looking for Lloyd Hill, has him at the 5. Hill out of bounds at the 4-yard line. John Hurd forced him out, but the Panthers will have it 1st and goal.
That was simply a case of what happens when you're giving too much pad because you're afraid of a man's speed. The defensive back is keeping a 5-yard pad, and there's no way he can get back to break up that pass play. Lloyd Hill was wide open.
The first catch of the night for Hill, the leading receiver in District 4 5A, 14 receptions, 385 yards coming in, so he adds to that total with a 22-yard reception as the ball comes to Arve Villa, and he's into the end zone. That's a mojo touchdown.
And Arve Villa runs over somebody down there. It's Dusty Taylor, 6'2", 180-pound senior, and he gets run over. He's got his back turned, and just as he turns around, Arve Villa just plows him under. Hard running by Arve Villa, known as Mr. Outside, actually, in this attack, but he ran that time inside.
For Arve, his 4th touchdown run of the year. The point after to be attempted by Clint Stewart. The snap back, the ball down, and the kick is no good. It goes off wide to the right side, and so the Panthers have missed the extra point, but they still take the early 6-0 lead.
That was an impressive opening drive by the Permian Panthers that time, Kurt, as they simply took the ball and stuffed it right down the middle of the field. They ran inside, they ran outside, and then Stoney Case took over with a passing attack, moved them with very nice, quick, completed passes. I believe 3 passes complete there, and moved the ball down the field very, very quickly. And that the diversified attack, once again, giving everybody's defensively a lot of problems. Now the question comes, how good is the Permian defense? And that's a question that people have been asking since this year started, and no one's really answered yet.
And the streak that defense is trying to keep intact, 3 games, the last 3 games between these two schools, that defense for Permian has had a shutout. They're trying to keep that going. The scoring drive for Permian, 6 plays, 74 yards. It took them 2 minutes and 12 seconds to go the 74 yards. And Arve Villa capping off the drive with his 4th touchdown run of the night. Again, Arve 4 TDs on the year.
36 yards passing, 27 yards on the ground, and that's moving pretty well.
Clint Stewart has it teed over the 40-yard line. Panthers' problems with their kick coverage last week. They definitely didn't work on it this week. Inside the 10-yard line. The ball is brought back by Albert Ray. Ray will bring it across the 30 to the 34-yard line.
Tell you what, he almost broke that one out of there. If he'd have been about a half a step quicker, he would have been gone. As you'll watch as he comes up in the crease here, he actually gets a breakthrough. He gets a good block right there, and he breaks a tackle. And if he hadn't run into his own man, he might have had a little bit more yardage there.
Robbie Bonelli bringing Ray down from behind. First and 10 Bulldogs. They started from their own 34-yard line. Patrick Miles opens up at quarterback, keeps the ball, and will be brought down. That was Steve Womack bringing Miles down from behind. Patrick, 6 foot, 160-pound senior. He will alternate at quarterback along with Jason Stone. Coming into the ball game, Patrick Miles, number 3 passer in 4-5A, 23 of 52 for 366 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Everybody, young people that were watching that is a textbook way that Mr. Womack played off his block that time and went after the ball carrier. That's the way you're supposed to do it.
2nd and 8 from the 36-yard line. The Bulldogs up the middle. No, they flip it outside.
Whoa, what a hit.
That was Albert Ray that got hit on the sidelines. No, it wasn't Albert Ray. Instead, that was James Lee that got hit.
Lloyd Hill. Lloyd Hill just levels him on the sideline. Boy, does he come up and hit him.
Looked like Lee had a sideline in front of him, but he didn't. He had Lloyd Hill in front of him. Take another look at it.
Lloyd Hill comes from the inside safety position, and he really plants him right there. Ooh.
It'll be 3rd and 1 for the Bulldogs from their own 43-yard line. And Midland has a first down and maybe more. Patrick Miles tripped up as he gets into Permian territory. Zane Watson got a piece of Patrick Miles.
Good job of running by Miles this time. He stepped through a couple of tackles and then finally gets tripped up. Good job of running. Good hole by the Midland High line. Bulldogs have come to play, and that's for sure.
A 10-yard pickup on the play. Midland on the move. Receivers to the right. Miles hands it off up the middle.
Not much yardage that time.
Brent Noisette, the ball carrier. Brian Tucker on the stop.
Well, I say not much yardage. He picked up about 3.5, 4 yards. If you do that every play, you can move it right on down the field.
Eric Hemphill brings in a new play. It'll be 2nd and 7 from the 43-yard line. Hemphill will now come out wide to the right side along with Brandon Oden. Side on the left, it's Michael Wright. The eye behind Patrick Miles. Miles has the ball, tries to flip it, instead holds on to it, wisely so. As he was going down, Steve Womack makes the play again.
Womack playing very, very tough from his defensive end position. Watch him out on the far right-hand side as he just pushes the blocker down in front of him and then gets up to get after Miles and rolls his feet up from under him. That's the way you're supposed to play it.
You saw the arm going out there with the football like he was going to flip it, but he brought it back in. It's 3rd and 5. Just under the 7-minute mark in the first quarter. And the Bulldogs have picked up another first down. Middle of the Permian line making the stop.
That big Midland High line, those big guards are doing a good job of blocking in there for that inside attack, and they're moving the ball pretty well.
Chad Williams stopping Brent Noisette.
Not much on the outside for Midland at this point, but they're sure banging away on the middle.
The Bulldogs started from their own 34-yard line. They have moved it down to the Permian 36. We come down on the 6.5-minute mark. Receivers wide right, wide left for Patrick Miles. Handoff, first man through the hole, and he has a hole and a first down. Brent Noisette brought down by Trent Hendrick, but the Bulldogs are inside the 25 to the 23-yard line.
Running right behind Big Joe Phillips. 6'5", 227-pound junior guard, and he's knocking some holes in that line on the left side as they're driving the ball down through there.
Ball spotted at the 24-yard line. Oden to the right. Midland keeping it on the ground. Chad Williams making the stop that time for Permian. A short pickup, make it 2nd and about 8 to go.
Chad Williams in there on the stop along with a linebacker. But they did a good job defensing that time on the left side of the Permian defense, right side of the Midland High line. They've made their yardage behind the left guard for Midland up to this point.
Hemphill and Oden go to the right side. 2nd and 8 from the 22. The Bulldogs getting down to the 15-yard line. As they keep it on the ground, it'll set up a 3rd and short.
Boy, this is just plain old, here I am, I'm coming straight at you, I dare you to stop me type football. A little bit of a counteraction by the back, but it's just base blocking right straight ahead. And they're blowing people back on that line.
Todd Allen making a stop on Brent Noisette. It'll be 3rd and 3. Coming down on the 5-minute mark, Midland trying to come from behind, trailing 6-0. Again, the ball carrier Noisette. Steve Womack making the stop.
Womack starting out to have a whale of a ball game so far. As he loops around from his defensive end facade and comes in and gets him from behind.
It's 4th down. The ball is at the 15-yard line. 4th and a long yard for the Bulldogs. Midland will go for it. Eric Kempill brings the play in from the sidelines. He'll go wide right along with Brandon Oden.
I would look for him coming right behind the left guard.
Mouse.
And that's where they run.
Flips it.
Nope.
And that will be very, very close. See where they spot it. James Lee was the ball carrier.
Did not make it. Did not make it. He is a half a yard short.
And the bend but do not break Permian defense has done it in the first offensive series for Midland High.
A little deja vu from last week as we watched Odessa High at just about the same spot on the field run into the same problem and let the ball turn over on the 4th down try that they didn't make.
And again, the Bulldogs start from their 34-yard line. They take it all the way down to the Permian 14. The Permian offense back out there, 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. 4:28 to go in the first quarter. Permian leading 6-0 as Stoney Case flips it out to Arve Villa. Arve cuts back up to get away from one potential tackler across the 20-yard line. It was Larry Tompkins that brought him down.
About a yard short of the first down, or a little less. Well, where he's marking it, he may have the first down. Boy, it's right on the mark. Well, great job right here by Arve Villa cutting back to allow these blocking from the inside to come out and help him. And then he kind of spins forward for that last yard or so. It looks like from that he made it. I'm not sure. It's real close on the sideline. Can't see the exact mark of the ball, so I can't tell you whether Eagle Eyes can't see the ball, so Eagle Eyes can't tell you. And I'm not going to see the ball here either. Yep, they made it.
So the Panthers pick up a first down, taking the ball out to the 24-yard line. As you see, Gary Gaines, he doesn't have to send in a play with anyone. He has Stoney Case right there. So Stoney will take the play in himself, relay it to his offensive unit, and get going with 4:20 left in the first quarter of play. Permian leading 6-0. They took the opening kick and drove it in for the 6 points. Missed the extra point. Now their second offensive series. As they have it just shy of the 25-yard line. Case looks to throw. Looking for Lloyd Hill. Hill getting under the football. Has it. Lloyd Hill is at the 30, the 20, inside the 20 to the 16-yard line. Dave Worley brought him down. But not before the Panthers are deep in Bulldog territory again.
A great route run by Lloyd Hill this time. He's working to the inside, acting like he wants to go to the outside, and then breaks away to the inside on just an inside fade. And good job defensively. You can't defend it much better than they had it defended that time.
Now, Brian Conaway along with David Worley back there defending. Stoney Case, that offensive line, gave him plenty of time to wait for Lloyd Hill to break it. 1st and 10 at the Bulldogs 16, under the 4-minute mark. Case to Arve Villa. Villa trying to beat one man and will do so and take it in. That's a mojo touchdown. What a move by Arve Villa.
And how strong is that young man? He doesn't look that big, but he drags somebody. Watch him at the end of this run. First of all, he makes a great move right there inside, then back outside, picks up a nice block, goes down, puts a stiff arm on the young man there, and then he's got somebody hanging on, and he just keeps on driving, keeps moving his legs, and goes into the end zone. Tremendous running by Arve Villa. He's a whole lot stronger than most people realize.
Panthers will go for 2 after missing the opening extra point from their first drive. Villa with a 16-yard touchdown run. Flags will fly as the Bulldogs have called a timeout.
I tell you what, it may be a good thing they called a timeout, because I'm not sure, but what Permian wasn't lined up in an illegal formation that time. They had the the line on the left side of the center were so far back that they were actually in the backfield. They weren't lined up square on the ball.
Pretty quick drive there for Permian. They started the drive from the 14-yard line. 3 plays should take it 86 yards in, well, less than a minute. 51 seconds, I believe.
Those long pass plays don't take a lot of time.
No.
The ball goes through the air reasonably quick.
Make that 49 seconds. 1 on the ground, 1 in the air, and another one on the ground. Villa with 2 touchdowns tonight. Now 5 on the year.
Okay, we're about lined up and ready to go back here again. The officials checking both teams, saying, okay, let's do it. And here they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Lloyd Hill is to the left. Adrian Villas to the right. Backs offset to the left side behind Stoney Case. Case gives it back to Arve Villa. Villa looking for the end zone and has it for the 2-point conversion.
Once again, just lowers his head and bulls his way in. This is supposed to be the scat back, Kurt. This guy's running like he was a 2-ton fullback. I mean, watch him. He gets hit on the 2-yard line and bowls him over backwards and takes him in. And that was Mr. Dusty Taylor once again that he hit, that met him right there on about the 1 or 2-yard line, and he dropped him over backwards.
So already it's Arve Villa night here at Ratliff Stadium, and with a timeout on the field, we'll take time. 3:39 left in the first quarter. The Panthers on top, 14-0 over Midland High. This is the Channel 7.
And there's Chris Comer on the sideline with some ice on his knee. Not sure whether he got hurt or when he got hurt. I didn't see him come off, but he is on the sideline with ice on his knee. They're lined up to kick.
And the Panthers have a new kicker. That is Malcolm Hamilton in there. Malcolm, a sophomore, was out of practice Thursday and saw him kicking, did a good job, and gets this one down to a bounce at the 20, inside the 20-yard line, brought back by the Bulldogs right now. From behind, Adrian Villa catching Albert Ray and bringing him down. Nice coverage by Adrian Villa for Permian.
Okay, Kurt does a great job here of looping around from behind and makes a good tackle and drops him right there.
So the Bulldogs will start from the 28-yard line. First time out, they took it all the way down to the Panther 14 before they were stopped on 4th down. Jason Stone is in there at quarterback right now. Jason, 5'11", 165-pound senior. And the Bulldogs try the middle, but
that time
don't find anything.
Chad Williams is the man that's getting up out of the bottom of the stack, and he slammed things shut. He slammed the door shut that time as he went to the inside and just stuffed everything.
Coming in to help him there after the initial hit was Todd Allen. 1-yard pickup for Noisette. It'll be 2nd and 9 at the 29. Bulldogs up to the line of scrimmage as we come down on the 3-minute mark. Receivers to the left, backs offset to the left behind Jason Stone. Stone looks to throw. Stone in the air and
intercepted by Trent Hendricks. Nope, he's not going to call it an interception.
It was close.
Okay, let's take another look.
We'll show that one to you. Trent leading the district.
I don't know whether we
with
actually have
James
the
Villalobos.
reception or not, but let's see. Boy, close, but the official was right on top of the play. He says it bounced. Okay.
Hendrick and Villalobos. James Villalobos, of course, from Odessa High, leading the district with 4 interceptions coming in. Trent looking for number 5 there. 3rd and 9 from the 29. Stone to throw. Pressured. Trying to go outside. Won't make it. Chris McMillan out there to stop him.
Chris McMillan was in there. And
Johnny Seeley
was in there. Swarming defense that time, and it comes to the first punt of our ball game tonight. Does a good job of running, steps out of a couple of tackles.
So the Bulldog punting unit onto the field right now. That'll be David Worley, an average of just over 30 yards per kick this season with 14 kicks. This one is brought in by the Panthers, and that's Lloyd Hill. Hill will take it back to the 45-yard line. Chris Spratt in on the tackle that time. As you see, Lloyd Hill getting
Hill
about
does
the 25.
exactly what you're supposed to do on a punt return. Go north and south, turn on all the speed you got, and give it. Very nice punt return. Nothing fancy, just go ahead.
The Permian offensive unit has scored the 2 times they have had the ball previously. They get it now with 2:25 left in the first quarter. 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line. Receivers to the right. That is Josh Sumner that is in there in place of Chris Comer, who we saw on the sidelines with an ice pack on the knee. Across the middle and completed. Stoney Case with the quick flip across the middle to Mike Faulkner.
Mike Faulkner does a great job of running with the football after he catches it.
Brian Conaway on the tackle. Faulkner, the tight end, right across the middle.
Great job of catching the ball, and he gets tackled there. He goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 yards after he gets tackled. That's a long ways, dragging some weight behind you.
David Worley was also there for Midland High. 1st and 10 Permian at the 23-yard line. Case gives it to Josh Sumner. Sumner is inside the 10, and that's a mojo touchdown. Josh Sumner with the TD run for 6.
Josh Sumner, of course, is the heir apparent to Chris Comer's job when Chris manages to matriculate. And he does a great job of running here, great job of cutting to the outside, and then just pours on some speed and steps it on into the end zone.
For Josh Sumner, his first touchdown run of the year.
He's a 173-pound junior fullback, and looks like he's the next good one.
And the extra point is no good.
Again.
The Panthers have missed their 2nd extra point of the night. But with 2:11 left to go in the first half of play, Permian is well in control early in the first quarter of play. Well in control of this football game at this stage.
Well, you know, Chris Comer, I'm watching. He's still on the sideline, stacked up with ice on that knee. Not a real good sign, except for the fact that I didn't see him get hurt. Did you, Kurt?
No, I sure didn't. I didn't know he was hurt until I noticed Sumner was in there, and we showed the Comer on the sidelines with the ice pack. That scoring drive for Permian, 55 yards, 2 plays. It took 14 seconds to put it in, as Comer, as you see, remains on the sideline.
That's ice, and I'm not sure whether he's got it on his calf or on his knee or where it is, but he's definitely got ice on there, and that's not a good sign. There's something hurt. Isn't that bright?
That's very good. You guys are on the sideline with ice on their knee unless it's hurt. Yeah.
Well, some guy may be hot.
Well, you're right. But tonight, speaking of hot,
it's a little nippy.
Yeah, we were mentioning that earlier. A little bit of a breeze up here at the top of the press box. There's the kick from Faulkner. The Bulldogs having problems picking it up.
Whoa.
That was James Lee that finally controlled the football, averting near disaster.
Folks have said for a long time that a football bounce is crazy, but watch this one. Now, he's waiting for it to come to him, and it just bounces right straight up in the air. It doesn't bounce toward him. Whoa, almost got him right there. Did just knock him off his feet, but it was Lloyd Hill was just almost nailed him.
The Bulldogs will start 1st and 10 from their own 18-yard line. Patrick Miles back in there at quarterback. Receivers to the right, the eye behind him.
Fumble.
And there's a fumble on the play, and Permian has it. The Panthers have recovered inside the 20-yard line.
Number 60 is the one who gets down on the ball. That's Chris McMillan. He makes the recovery.
And again, we talked in our pregame show about the mistakes that have plagued the Bulldogs. First turnover of the night. That's not the best. There's never a good place to turn it over, but inside the 20 is not the best place to do it.
That's true.
1st and 10 Permian.
Either 20.
2:04 to go in the quarter, with the ball spotted at the 18-yard line. Case has Arve Villa in motion. Case fakes a handoff, looks to throw. Across the middle, and knocked away, and almost intercepted. Nice defensive play that time by David Worley of Midland High.
No, it wasn't Worley, I don't believe. I believe it was number 21, which would be Will Souders.
No, Will Souders is hurt.
No,
That's David Worley.
Worley, okay. It is Worley. All right, I'm sorry. I tried to give Souders the interception. He wanted to make it. He would have if he could have.
That's true. That's true. Will Souders has missed a couple of games for the Bulldogs, a big part of their team. 2nd and 10 at the 18 now. Case gives it to Arve Villa inside the 20, down to about the 15-yard line. Picking up maybe 3 yards. So it'll be third down. Marcus Heredia on the tackle.
Marcus Heredia on the tackle, and Arve just dragging people, running that little inside counter. You're talking about fumbling inside the 20-yard line. Used to have a backfield coach in college that said, "'Tis better to have died at birth than fumble inside the 20." He was not a nice man.
1:25 and counting down. It's Hill to the right. Adrian Villa to the left. Case looks to throw. Can't find Villa, so he scrambles around looking for more time. Still can't find that time, and he'll be hit down at the 20-yard line, out of bounds. A loss on the play. Mark Guajardo. Guajardo, that's right. I knew I was going to mess that up. I've been practicing that, Mark, before the game even started. Mark Guajardo.
Mark Guajardo, okay. Stoney buys a lot of time back here. He keeps dodging around, and finally gets creamed on the sideline.
5-yard loss on the play will make it 4th and 12. And Clint Stewart, who has missed 2 extra points, will now try to tack on 3 with a field goal and redeem himself a little bit. Ball spotted at the 27, so it'll be a 37-yard attempt. Snap back, ball down, and the kick is
long enough and good.
That will redeem him. The 37-yard field goal for Clint Stewart.
It's always amazing to me how they can miss it from 3 and hit it from 27. I have never understood that.
He's just toying with them.
I see. Practice, practice, practice. That's it. Okay. Of course, I never have understood kickers anyway. I've known a lot of kickers.
So it's 23-0 with 33 seconds left. You see quarterback Stoney Case there taking a little bit of a break, as the Panther offensive unit has scored every time they've got the football. 3 touchdowns and the field goal. Midland High had the good initial drive, but since that time, the Permian defense has stopped them once, and then the Bulldogs coughing it up the last time out. So the Bulldogs, or that is the Panthers, tee it up once again, ready to kick it on down the field as Malcolm Hamilton will do the honors for the Panthers. Hamilton's kick will be taken at the 25-yard line. Back come the Bulldogs.
Whoa.
Still on his feet, it is Brandon Oden, and Oden will set up the Bulldogs in pretty good field position right now. Malcolm Hamilton made the kick, bringing Oden down.
Does a good job of running it up in behind these blockers there, looking for a little room, dodges one tackle there, another man falls down, and whoa, he gets a little clouded on the sideline.
So the Bulldogs will start it from the 42-yard line. Eric Kempill comes to the right side, and Jason Stone is in there at quarterback right now. Stone looks to throw, does so, completed. Completed to Brandon Oden, hit about as soon as he got the football. Still a 6-yard pickup.
And I want to tell you what, that was an outstanding play that time by Steve Womack. Now watch Steve Womack. He's back over here pressuring the passer. And here he comes, whoa, and he's in on the tackle. Downfield.
I said that was Oden, instead that was Derek Evans. 86 instead of 88, so Derek Evans credited with the reception. It'll be 2nd and 4, but it won't be 2nd and 4 until the second quarter. The first quarter is over from Ratliff Stadium. The Permian Panthers have the early lead over Midland High, 23-0. We'll be back with more action. 48-yard line. Jason Stone hands it off to the first man through. Gets it up to the 50. It'll be 3rd and short for Midland.
Just good, solid base play that time, following some blocking, wedged out a little bit of room.
Chris McMillan on the stop. It was Brent Noisette, the fullback, with the ball. 3rd and 2 for Midland High. Just underway in quarter number 2. Eric Hemphill will go wide to the right side. Brandon Oden will come out to the left. the I behind Jason Stone. Stone keeps it, flips it out right side. And that is James Lee, stopped by Robbie Manelli.
Don't think he got there, but boy, it's close. Let's see where they're going to spot it. It's going to depend on the spot.
And I need to get my eyes checked. That's not James Lee, that's Albert Ray.
And he, womp, they called him down right there. Boy, where he's spotting it, I don't think he made it. Where he's spotting it, he did not make it. He's half a yard short, but they're going to get a measurement anyway.
I know it's just past midfield, Don, but fourth and very short, down 23-0. You might as well go for it.
He's going to be 2 feet short, 18 inches. Actually, it's 19.75 inch.
I see, but who's counting?
Yeah. It's, you're right, Kurt. 11:04 left in the second quarter. Long time to go, of course, in the ball game, but you're down already 23-0. I think you go for it. Even at midfield, I think you go for it.
The Panthers not exactly sure what will happen yet. They're playing it both ways.
They're going to punt it.
They are going to kick.
Well, I can't fault his call. Your defense has not been able to contain them, so you better back them.
They are going for it. Jason Stone will be stopped short.
Well, everybody in the world uses a fake punt once in a while, but I very, very, very seldom have seen a fake punt work. It's just Steve Womack is one of them that's out there pursuing him. The big tackle is actually
Kevin Mannix. He made the big play. Yeah.
Kevin Mannix actually makes the big play.
You could tell the way Kevin ran back on the sideline, pumping his fist.
But if you're going to go for it on fourth down, I think you're a whole lot better to line up in your regular running formation and do a play you're used to doing.
Permian will start 1st and 10 from their own 49-yard line. 10:49 to go in the first half of play. Stoney Case looks to throw. Time across the middle, looking for Faulkner, incomplete.
Boy, I tell you what, both Faulkner and Villa were open that time. Lloyd Hill was fairly well covered, but Faulkner and Villa right down in the middle are both pretty open.
Stoney Case coming in 23 of 33 for 463 yards,
Lays
which
out
puts
the ball.
him second
You
in
see
the
Villa
district.
coming in over here. Villa may have been a little more open than Faulkner was in the middle of the field, but they were both open.
Lloyd Hill, along with Alan Wiles, are coming out to the right side. Villa and Sumner in the backfield. 1st and 10 from the 49. Case sprints out to the right side, looks for Lloyd Hill, has him inside the 45, down inside the 40 before he's forced out of bounds by John Hurd and company. And it's a first down for Permian.
Lloyd Hill is playing a very, very solid football game tonight. Probably the best game I've seen Lloyd play this year, as he does a good job of getting open, coming back to the passer, catching the pass, and then he's doing a good job of running after he gets the ball. Now, he only made about 3 more yards, but 3 more yards is 3 more yards. That's a third of a 1st and 10.
Sounds like Yogi Berra, doesn't it? 3 more yards is 3 more yards.
My hero.
1st and 10 at the 36.
I understand everything that... Ooh, quick out.
Case to Hill to the
First
25.
down.
John Hurd brought him down again.
And it's a first. Just barely, but it's a first. Watch this. They're playing so soft on Lloyd Hill, they're giving him a 5-yard pad. That little pass right there is going to be there all night long if they want it.
And 3 more yards was 3 more yards again. He caught that ball at the 29 and took it down to the 25 with people on him.
Right. 3 yards is 3 more yards.
That's it. 10-20 and counting down.
2 threes make 6.
Case to Arve Villa, trying the left side, has a lot of room inside the 20. Arve Villa looking for the end zone inside the 5-yard line. He'll be brought down by David Worley, who will save the touchdown.
At about the 4. Arve Villa just got all the room in the world to run this time. Great job on the corner out there as they cut the corner man down, and he gets a good downfield block right there by someone. And
Todd Allen made that initial good block right there.
And then Arve Villa gets hit on about the somewhere, I don't know, it was about the 6 or 7 yard line and pushes it on down to the 4.
Inside the 10-minute mark, 1st and goal for the Panthers. That's Adrian Villa. Adrian will be stopped at about the 1 yard line.
Adrian saw the hole to the outside just a half a step too late. He tried to make the cut. If he could have made the cut, he'd have been there, but he just couldn't quite get outside.
Dusty Taylor brought him down. Alan Wiles will bring in the new play from Coach Gary Gaines.
1 yard line, 1 yard, and 1 foot line. That makes it the 4 foot line.
Ooh, I see.
Only there's no line.
Case. And that's a Mojo touchdown as he handed it off to Alan Wiles. For Alan Wiles, his first touchdown run of the year.
Well, let's see if they can kick an extra point this time, or are they going to go? No, they're going to try to kick it.
Clint Stewart with the hold from Stoney Case. And that ball is through the uprights. No mistake about that one as it hits the track behind him. So Stewart tacks on one more, and with 9 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the first half of play, Permian has a 30-0 lead over the Bulldogs.
I'm searching the sideline trying to find Chris Comer. He's no longer on the bench with the ice pack, but I don't know where he went. Or whether he went into the locker room. He went off the locker room on crutches, I am told. That's not a good sign.
Panthers have already lost Jeff Garrett for 4 to 6 weeks. Jeff, one of the co-captains with the Panthers, he's on the sidelines with crutches on.
Boy, the stats in this ball game are getting way out of hand. At this point, Odessa Permian 256 yards total offense to 62 for the Midland High Bulldogs. Permian's offense very evenly balanced, 103 yards rushing, 153 yards passing. So, you know, it's very one-sided at this point. Midland's defense is going to have to find a way to contain both the rush and the pass.
There's Coach Larry Curry talking to his offensive line. David Connor, the center, right there at the head of the class, looking at that, well, it used to be a chalkboard. What is that called now? Magnetic board that you write on. There's the kick, taking him all the way back into the end zone. Coming back with the football for the Bulldogs. It's
Whoa,
James
what a
Lee
hit.
who is hit.
What a hit. Ho, ho, ho.
And that was Adrian Villa making the hit. There is a flag on the play.
Ooh. Watch the hit here. He comes and he runs north-south. He understands what to do with the football. He's coming right up those hash marks as he's looking. And, ooh, what a hit. Really got his momentum.
Adrian Villa got the
hurry.
first hit, and Johnny Seeley came back over the top. The 1-2 punch for the Panthers.
And a penalty against the Midland High Bulldogs is going to rub out part of that very nice return out to the 19-yard line.
First penalty of the night, I believe.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. Ooh, brings it back to the 10-yard line. Half the distance, I presume. No, it was blocking below the waist. Illegal block below the waist.
So the Bulldog offense comes back out, led by Patrick Miles. 9:15 to go in the half, 30-0 Permian in control. Miles across the middle, incomplete and almost intercepted by Johnny Seeley.
Johnny Seeley does a great job of getting his hand out. He tried to flip the ball off to someone. See, ooh, he tries to bat it back to number 31, whoever 31 is. I shouldn't call names.
31 is Robbie Manelli.
Robbie Manelli. I'm
There
sorry.
you go.
I'm sorry, Robbie. I apologize. You're not 31. Your mother didn't name you 31. She named you Robbie Manelli.
2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs. Clock stopped with 9:11 to go in the half. And the ball, of course, remaining at the 10-yard line. Brandon Oden coming wide to the left side. James Woolsey to the right. Miles to throw and brought down.
Robbie Manelli on a blitz that time as he came barreling through there untouched. I'll remember your name, Robbie, forever from that one. Oh, that's the way to do it.
We were talking earlier today that Robbie Manelli out of the linebacker spot has really been improving week after week.
He really has, and I tell you what, he did put the Caitas on that one. He messed up the fruit jar, friend.
About a 5-yard loss on the play will make it 3rd and 15.
Brian Tucker also in on that blitz, but Manelli got there quickest. Firstest.
Patrick Miles on the draw, gives it to James Lee, and Lee will be stopped at the 10-yard line. So the Bulldogs will be forced to punt deep in their own territory against a pretty stiff breeze. Steve Womack making the stop for the Panthers.
Well, the breeze feels heavy up here, but the flags aren't moving very much, and I'm not sure it's blowing at all on the field. It's just up here.
Is that it?
I wonder if that tells you something, Kurt.
Well, dropping back in his own end zone to kick will be David Worley. David coming in averaging just over 30 yards per kick. Lloyd Hill and Arve Villa back to receive at the Bulldog 45-yard line. There's the kick, end over end. Fair catch called for and taken by Arve Villa at the 40.
Actually, it was not a bad kick from where he kicked it from. 35 yards. Not bad. Pretty good punt. Problem is, the ball was on the 5 when he started.
That is a problem, which sets the Panthers up in good field position. 1st and 10 at the 40. 7:45 to go in the first half. The Permian offense has scored every time they've had the football so far today. Stoney Case airing it out for a wide open Arve Villa with a first down inside the 20-yard line down to the 17. David Worley making the stop. Well, now that is wide open. I mean, there was no one within 10 yards of him as he caught the ball.
Nobody else in the picture, I'll guarantee you that. They just lays the ball out there. Nice touch pass. He's on the 30. There's nobody within 10 or 15 yards of him when he catches the football. That's, I'm not sure what the defensive calls are. I would presume that's probably a linebacker's coverage. First back out of the backfield, but I'm not sure.
23-yard pickup on the pass play. 1st and 10. Case looks to throw again. Looking for Adrian Villa. Oh, just outside. And AD could not come up with it.
And Adrian Villa turned his ankle when he runs up the side here, and he's limping back to the sideline. And he really did turn his ankle when he hit the, watch him when he starts up the deal. He turns his ankle pretty bad right there.
It's going up that ramp.
Going up that ramp, coming out of the bowled-out stadium floor. That sounded good.
I did that last year in a pregame, what was it? Pregame mess.
Yeah.
2nd and 10, 17. Case across the middle to Lloyd Hill. Hill inside the 5, struggling for the end zone, brought down at the 2-yard line by John Hurd and Major Williams.
That's a 1st and goal to go. As there are no pieces of yellow laying up on the turf. Great catch, and Lloyd Hill just almost like in slow motion tries to struggle his way into the end zone. He couldn't quite get there.
Hill's had a busy night.
Yeah.
3 or 4 catches,
Several
I'm not sure
catches.
yet. Bunches of them coming down on a 7-minute mark. 1st and goal from the 1. The flip back to Arve Villa, and that's a mojo touchdown. Arve Villa, his 3rd TD run of the night.
Whew. He walks in.
Arve Villa with a 1-yard touchdown run. Clint Stewart will try the extra point. Snap back, the ball is down, and the kick is through the uprights.
Wow, 37 to zippers, and there's still 7 minutes to go in the first half of play. We'll be back in just a moment. This is a Channel 7 sports production.
Breathe, breathe. For heaven, our baby's gonna be a breeze.
We do everything we can to make having your baby at Odessa Women's and Children's Hospital a healthy, happy family experience.
Oh, I wish I could have had little Alex for you.
You can't imagine how comforting that is to me.
Odessa Women's and Children's Hospital. You'll want to call us your hospital.
A world of extraordinary sharpness and detail from Sony and Harold's Electronics. Harold's Electronics can show you Sony's new 8mm high-performance camcorders. They record a picture in exceptionally low light and weigh as little as mini 35mm cameras. Choose the one to fit your needs and you'll enjoy a new, sharper image. How sharp? This commercial was recorded with a Sony Hi8 camcorder. Sony's new 8mm camcorders, in a word, excellence. From Sony and Harold's Electronics, Midland and Odessa.
CBS is getting hotter.
ready? Get ready with CBS.
Official Ford clearance time now at Rogers Ford in Midland. See this 1989 Ranger Super Cab XLT with rear chrome bumper, AM/FM cassette, air conditioning, 2.3-liter four-cylinder engine, 5-speed transmission, and rear jump seat. Only $99.89 after rebate, plus tax, title, and license with approved credit. For a no-hassle deal on a 1989 Ranger Super Cab XLT Explorer, see Rogers Ford, Highway 80 West in Midland.
And we're back at Ratliff Stadium with the Panthers holding a 37-0 lead. You get a look at the sidelines there, as I'm sure we'll start to see some different faces in that lineup for Permian.
I tell you what, I have to admit that I am very, very surprised. Midland High's got some talent and they've got some size, but they just haven't been able to play defensive football against the Permian offense.
Malcolm Hamilton, fine kick inside the 5-yard line. That's Eric Hemphill bringing it back for the Bulldogs across the 20.
Up to about the 21-yard line, I believe he's going to mark it there. Maybe
and you'll see Alan Wiles come into your
22-yard line.
picture to make the stop.
Tried to find another hole, and Robbie Manelli is also in there. Robbie Manelli, I know the name, I know the number. You know, Paul Brown used to call all these players by number, you know, old number 54, old number 51, you know, and I don't know, maybe that's what they were supposed to be, I don't know.
First and 10 Bulldogs
I don't
from
even know
the
why
21.
I said that.
No, I'm not sure either. Jason Stone gives it to James Lee.
Who didn't go anywhere. That was Tucker.
Brian Tucker, middle linebacker for the Panthers.
And Robbie Manelli.
And we have to mention the job that Brian Tucker has done this year. Sophomore coming in a position that you normally don't find a sophomore.
Well, in the first place, you don't find very many sophomores that are starting for Odessa Permian ever, but in this case, you certainly don't expect to find one at the middle linebacker slot.
And he made a nice play right there. Jason Stone, faced with a 2nd and 10, looks to throw, and he'll be brought down, fumbles, but he picked it up as he was going down. Todd Allen hit him, causing the fumble. Heads-up play by Jason Stone to get it back as he was headed to the turf.
Headed toward the turf. No, I think he was kneeing toward the turf. His knees went first. His head was the last.
His head last. I see. Yeah, you're right. Todd Allen's had a pretty good ball game tonight for Permian defensively. 3rd and 8 from the 23-yard line under the 6-minute mark. It's Brandon Oden to the right. Eric Hemphill to the left. Stone looking for Oden as he sprints out the right side. In the air, incomplete. Instead of Oden, he tried to hit Brent Noisette out of the backfield. Incomplete. It'll be 4th down.
Well, Noisette was certainly open that time. He picked the right man to throw the ball to. The problem is the pressure that was coming behind Steve Womack chasing him and others, because you don't see a Permian player come into the screen for 10 yards. So he picked out the right man to throw to. He just didn't quite make connection.
Since the opening drive by Lee, or by the Midland High Bulldogs instead, they have been pretty well shut down by the Panther defenders. Back to kick it again, David Worley. Gets the kick away from about the 15-yard line. High spiral.
Turned over. Good kick. Good kick. Great bounce. Good coverage downfield. Got it down to the 30-yard line. Whew. Improvement.
So there's 5 minutes and 25 seconds left to go in the first half of play. The Panthers enjoying a 37-0 lead, and the Permian crowd enjoying what they've seen so far tonight as well. Another good crowd here tonight for Permian. Midland High Bulldogs on the far side.
I thought that was a 50-yard punt. Mr. Mike Sneed, however, who was our statistician, informs me that it was a 47.5-yard punt.
No, I see. The statisticians are like that, you know. 1st and 10 from the 30. Stoney Case. No, instead, that is not Stoney Case in there, as Josh Sumner gets the handoff. Panthers have put Blake Tucker in the lineup now, coming off the bench. Larry Tompkins in on the stop. Blake Tucker, 167-pound senior. And before the season started, the battle was between Blake Tucker and Stoney Case for starting quarterback. So,
and it was a very close, hot battle, too.
Right,
I'm not sure there's any drop-off in performance level that is going to be noticeable.
8-yard pickup by Sumner. It'll be 2nd and 2. The ball out to the 38-yard line. Under the 5-minute mark. Again on the ground. Again to Sumner. Stopped up that time.
And a first down, I believe.
Jason Payanis on the stop.
He's going to mark him to the other side of the 40. It's going to be a yard short. Half yard short.
And it doesn't look too strange to see number 20 at quarterback. And that's the number that Mike Winchell wore for the last 2 years as the Panthers starting quarterback. Winchell now attending Baylor University and trying to make it on the Bears team as a walk-on. Larry Sereno and Jamie Jarman going out wide to the left side. Tucker keeps it on the ground. And that was Joby Teagarden, who will have a first down.
Payanis got him.
That's it.
I knew I'd get that one right.
I like that name.
I like that name. Payanis. That's a good football name.
It's a good football name, a good lineman name, isn't it? Payanis.
He's going to pie your Giannis.
1st and 10 Permian at their own 41-yard line. Once again, it's Jarman and Serrano going to the left side. Tucker to throw. Has his receiver, who is Larry Serrano, who is hit hard as soon as he gets the ball. David Worley making the stop.
Ooh, welcome to the ball game, Mr. Serrano. Whew, that'll wake you up.
Larry Serrano, 100.
Real wake-up call here as he gets whomped.
131-pound junior. Those 131 pounds were headed backwards once they hit David Worley. 4-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 6 from the 45. 3:22 to go in the first half. Tucker to Sumner. Sumner hits the 45 before he is hit and forced back. See if we can pick up some of the other Permian players that are in there as we have a number of substitutions being made. Ben Arnold is coming in right now at split end. Also along the line we have
Payanis did it again.
Dinger will be at one of the tackle slots.
Oh, I like that one too.
Jeff Kendrick's in there, the Dinger.
Dinger,
yeah,
that's a Dinger. Dinger.
We'll try to pick up more as we go along. Blake Tucker has a 3rd and 6. Tucker looks to throw, pressured and brought down from behind. Big play defensively made by Jason Payanis.
Payanis. I'll tell you what, Payanis is a Payananana. Does a good job here as he got blocked initially, got up off the ground and came back and made the tackle.
So the Bulldog defense holds for the first time tonight. And the Panthers will be forced to punt for the first time tonight. It'll be Steve Womack, who leads the district just over a 39-yard average coming into the ball game. Womack will get the kick away from about his own 30. High snap. Womack tall enough to go up and get it. And that'll help his average right there, inside the 10-yard line. Oden is brought down from behind, and that is Kevin Mannix one more time.
Kevin Mannix is getting downfield in a hurry on these kickoff coverage teams. And also down there was somebody, and I'm going for the program, folks, that was Jeff Kendrick, also that was down there on the stop. Mannix gets there first, and then Kendrick is in there right with him.
And behind is Brandon Golick. Is that right?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Brandon Golick.
We'll go with that.
Okay. 1:53 to go in the first half. 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line for the Bulldogs. Patrick Mousen at quarterback across the middle. Intercepted. Intercepted by Tucker. Blake Tucker is in there, and the Panthers have it inside the 15-yard line.
I'll tell you what, Blake Tucker does a great job of just stepping in front. The man's open when he throws the ball, but Blake Tucker steps right in front and takes the ball away, and then he doesn't want to go down. He's trying to look for somebody to lateral to, but decides he just run and carry people for a little ways and kind of plow down the field.
Brandon Oden was carried about 6 yards after he got a piece of Blake Tucker.
That's one of those you jump on their back and yell for help.
The Panthers will use a timeout right now as they had a little problem getting a new play in from the sidelines. So with 1 minute and 45 seconds left in the first half of play, we've got a timeout on the field with Permian in control here, 37-0 as you see the scoreboard. with the ball at the 12-yard line. Tomorrow afternoon on KOSA TV, it's the NFL on CBS. The winless Cowboys, and that doesn't sound good. The winless Cowboys, the Jonesboro Cowboys, meet the comeback Green Bay Packers at noon on Channel 7. That game is followed by the New Orleans Saints and the San Francisco 49ers. Exciting NFL and high school football only on KOSA TV, Channel 7.
That's true.
That Saints game and the 49ers had been moved to the Superdome from Candlestick Park because of the baseball playoffs with the Chicago Cubs and San Francisco Giants.
That ought to be a good ball game.
Cubs haven't won the World Series since milk was 3 cents a gallon. 1st and 10 at the 12. Running room for the Panthers, and that was Joby Teagarden.
I want to know.
Ronald Reagan wasn't born yet. I'm sorry.
I want to know something, Kurt.
Yeah.
Do you really think the Cowboys are going to trade Herschel Walker?
Nope. But it makes interesting copy, doesn't it? And the problem is this is a tape delay. By the time this is on, he's long gone. He's a Cleveland Brown probably. 2nd and 6. That's Teagarden again. He'll take it inside the 5-yard line. Joby Teagarden, 162-pound junior. Major Williams on the stop. And Chris Comer on the sidelines on crutches. And he's definitely out of the ball game. Chris has his pads off and
in street clothes.
In street clothes, which is
Still
not
got his
good.
jersey on, but he's hobbling on crutches, and he doesn't like the crutches. He's having hard trouble. He's got to learn to walk on them.
3rd and 1 for Permian. 40 seconds left in the half. Blake Tucker hands it off, and right at the goal line is Larry Serrano. He'll have a first down. It'll be 1st and goal with about
6 inches?
Not much. Yeah, pretty close.
Pretty close. That's
pretty close.
I like your specificity. Is that a word?
No, but it sounded good. I knew what you meant, which is the problem. David Worley stopped him that time. 22 seconds and counting as the Panthers come up to the line of scrimmage. Blake Tucker will hand it off, and that's a mojo touchdown. Joby Teagarden takes it in, and the Panthers have increased their lead.
Boy, 43 points on the board in the first half of play, and Coach Gary Gaines has been running his second unit now for most of the second quarter, or about half of the second quarter.
Teagarden, his first touchdown run of the year. After the interception by Blake Tucker, he led his team in for 6. Try for the point after by Clint Stewart, and it's good. There's 16 seconds left to go in the first half of play.
I tell you what, they need to. I know Clint Stewart gets credit in the stat book, but Blake Tucker needs credit for that one because that ball came rolling back. He scooped it up off the ground and set it up. Good job.
The scoring drive for Permian, they started at the 12-yard line. 4 plays to take at those 12 yards, and they scored with 16 seconds left, which made a scoring drive of 1 minute and 29 seconds.
Total yardage, Odessa Permian 316, Midland High 63. Permian's got 195 yards in the air, 121 yards on the ground. They have got 19 first downs to 3 for Midland High. And passing is where the game has been tonight. The 2 quarterbacks combined for a total of 9 receptions out of 12 attempts. You know, it's almost penalty-free ball game. There's not much there. 1 penalty for 10 yards against Midland High, and that's it.
Malcolm Hamilton with the kick. Malcolm's done a good job, especially the last few kicks, inside the 10-yard line. The Bulldogs back with it. And they'll take it to the 31-yard line. That was Robbie Manelli that made the stop.
Certainly. He is a linebacker.
Certainly.
He is certainly a linebacker. And there's the 20-yard line, and there's the 25-yard. Good job of running.
Albert Ray with the return.
Also 80 was in there. Number 80. See, that's the reason I say things like number 80, because our spotter says
does it,
yeah, he says number 80.
Aggies
Actually,
are taught that
number
way.
80 is Mike Faulkner.
There we go.
Aggies, I didn't know could count that high.
First and 10 from the 30. Completed pass by the Bulldogs as Jason Stone got the ball out to Derek Evans.
You understand how the Aggies do that, don't you? It's called the hand and foot abacus system.
Is that it?
They count to all 10 fingers, and then they hold one toe up, and then they count 10 again, hold 2 toes up, count 10 again, hold.
I see.
You know, that way they get. The only problem is they can only go to 100.
You see the final play of the first half right there with a completed pass. But Permian has been in control of this ball game throughout. 44-0 is our halftime score. We'll get a look at the bands coming up in a moment from Midland High and from Permian. When we return to Ratliff Stadium, this is the Channel 7 Sports Production.
Reach to his knee, and if that's true, you know, you're looking at anywhere from 4 to 12 weeks. It is the stats are as one-sided as the scoreboard. Odessa Permian having a total of 316 yards of offense in the first half of play, 195 through the air, 121 on the ground. For Midland High, 69 yards total offense, 57 steps on the ground, 12 yards in the air. Just, you know.
Panthers come on to Ratliff Stadium. We're back for the third quarter of action with the Bulldogs and the Panthers. In just a moment, again, our halftime score has Permian up 44-0. This is the Channel 7 Sports Production.
The Volkswagen Fox makes buying a first car easier than you think, because you not only get what you want, you get more than you really need. And the price, just $89.99 plus TTL after factory rebate with approved credit. The Volkswagen Fox, designed to turn it.
Right.
Not much there. About
Brent Noisette, the carrier. Steve Womack. Boy, we've heard that name a lot tonight.
Steve Womack has really played a good ball game tonight. Really, really has.
Robbie Manelli helping up, coming from the
And he's played a good ball game tonight.
Yes, he has. 2nd and 9, 1-yard pickup. Jason Stone keeps the football, goes through the hole, and will be brought down just shy of the 20. Zane Watson on the stop. Ball will be spotted at the 19-yard line, so it'll bring up a third and a long 2, or just almost the 20-yard line, is where they put it, 19 and a half. Under the 11-minute mark.
I think it's the 19 and 5/8.
That could be, yeah, you're right. Your angle's better. The first offensive series of the second half for the Bulldogs. 3rd and 2. A long 2. Stone looks to throw. Does so, and it is incomplete. Intended for Brent Noisette out of the backfield. Juggled it, but couldn't come down with the football.
Had lots of room and had a first down made, and the pass was right there. It's one of those that you'll always say he should have. Got the ball again, didn't get the ball.
So the Bulldogs will be forced to punt. Their first offensive series of the game went all the way down to the 14-yard line before they were stopped on 4th down. Matt Pomeroy was defending that time for Permian. And the kick coming up now from David Worley. Worley will get it away from around his own 10-yard line. Good snap. High kick. Fair catch called for by Arve Villa, and he catches it. He had 2 Bulldogs right, well, looked like they're almost right on top of him, watching him catch that ball. But he did so.
I believe the rule says you have to give him 2 yards.
2 yards?
2 yards, right?
So the Panthers will start another drive in Bulldog territory. This one at the 47-yard line of Midland. Tucker opens up the second half at quarterback. Handoff. The ball taken to the 40-yard line. And that was Joby Teagarden, brought down by Major Williams.
Is Major Williams any kin to Major Dad?
Hey, I'm not sure. Big hit show on CBS. Nice segue there.
I snuck that one in.
And there aren't many big hit shows on CBS, so we got to hit them all. 2nd and 2 from the 39. That's Alan Wiles, who picks up the first down, takes it inside the 35-yard line.
Number 41.
Brian Conaway in on the stop that time for Midland.
And here comes in someone different.
Let's see if we can pick everyone that's out there. Brian Tucker is there, as we mentioned. Larry Serrano. David Connor, starting center, is still in the ball game. 3 men in the backfield. And it's Serrano that gets the football, and it'll be brought down after a quick pickup of maybe 2 yards. David Worley on the stop. 9.5 minutes to go. That was Serrano that you see going back to the huddle there, number 11. In your programs, with number 1 in your hearts.
Oh. Okay, Kurt.
Had
That's
to get it in
enough.
on time.
That's
Oh,
enough.
hey,
Kurt.
the truck enjoyed that one, too.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you. Was that Todd Taylor's ha-ha?
Yes, that was Todd Taylor's.
If I make Todd happy, I'm happy. Teagarden stopped right at the line of scrimmage. John Hurd on the stop.
Hurd cut his feet out from under him.
So it'll be right at the 30 for a 3rd down and 8. See if we can pick up a few of the more players that are in there. We also have Mike Faulkner, caught a big pass in the first half of play. Chris McMillan still at guard.
Robbie Bentley at 1 tackle.
Tucker to throw, completes it to Wiles. Wiles will take it down inside the 25-yard line, very close to a first down. Larry Tompkins bringing him down.
He's going to be half a step short.
No, I think he's a half step for a first down.
That's what I said, a half a step short.
He's a half step, and he has it by a half step.
No. First and 10 Panthers, that's what I said. Okay.
I hope we've got this one on tape.
That's the first one in 2 years. Kurt opened his eyes and actually saw a play.
Yeah, I watched the monitor instead of trying to see it from the top of the press box. 1st and 10, Permian at the 22. And that was Teagarden with the carry that time. He'll take it inside the 20.
Tons and tons and tons of young players in there.
Permian has basically their starting line in there. Everyone else is second-teamers at the present time. John Hurd, one of those Bulldogs in on the stop, coming down on the 8-minute mark. And that's Alan Wiles who takes it inside the 15-yard line. It'll be close to another first down. It'll be still short, though, 3rd and short.
I tell you what, there is some blocking going on down in that line. The Permian line is blowing some holes.
Matt Wyatt in on the stop for Midland. Ben Arnold brings a new play in. Blake Tucker has Wiles, Sumner, and Arnold in his backfield. 3rd and 1. And that's Sumner that has a first down.
He lost
drops the football at the 10-yard line, but Permian will maintain possession.
Number 61, I believe. That's Todd Crump got up off of the football. Ooh, it was laying around down there.
Yes, it was.
And if you leave that laying around, it will draw a crowd every time.
It's amazing. Like a magnet. 1st and 10 at the 10. 7 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. That's Serrano inside the 10-yard line. Larry Serrano. 131-pound junior. David Worley slowing him down and bringing him down.
Here comes a fresh pair of backs. And the other pair come out. And our statistician has just given up on which back has got the ball. He just quit. He's loading up his computer.
He's out of here. 2nd and 7 after 3-yard pickup. Tucker flips the ball back to Sumner, who will be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Good pursuit by the Bulldogs. John Hurd led the way.
I believe they were looking for that one. They come out and do a great job of containing on the outside, and there's 3 white shirts and purple pants out there to say hello.
So as we come down on the 6-minute mark, the Panthers will be faced with a 3rd and 9. That's pretty darn close to 3rd and 10, though.
Yes, very, very close to 3rd and 10. Actually, it's 3rd and goal.
Blake Tucker in
Wide
the end
open.
zone, and that's a mojo touchdown. Tucker to Ben Arnold for 6.
And if he hadn't been Arnold, what would he have been?
Ooh.
Great throw here by Tucker. I mean, he did a great job of throwing the football on the run. Running to his left and throwing. He's a right-handed quarterback. Very difficult to do. But he turns his body, squares his shoulders up downfield, and chunks it in there. Good job of throwing. Ben Arnold did a great job of running a pattern, getting open, catching the ball.
That's the Panthers' first series of the second half, and it ends up in the end zone. Try for the point after by Clint Stewart is good. And with 5 minutes and 48 seconds left to go in the third quarter, Permian has extended their lead. It's now 51-0. The Panthers on top. This is the Channel 7 Sports Production.
Carwell Service Incorporated, Odessa, Texas, buys leases for production and for salvage. Car specializes in maintenance work.
There comes the kick from Faulkner. Or from Hamilton, excuse me. Malcolm Hamilton gets it on down the field. And again, a big hit by Adrian Villa. Was the first man to get a hand on him.
I'll tell you what.
Robbie Manelli.
Robbie Manelli, Adrian Villa, they have this little game. Let's say, let's go meet at the ball. Lloyd Hill also there. No, that's Seeley, Johnny Seeley in there. Seeley, Manelli, Villa. You know, I realize there's 5 minutes and 43 seconds left in the third quarter, and there's the whole fourth quarter, but at this point, Midland High is playing for pride.
Jason Stone is in there at quarterback with receivers to the right and left. Stone hands it off up the middle. And that's Brent Noisette, the ball carrier. Takes it to the 25.
You know, people, I'm sure there are some people are questioning the coaches and everyone else saying, you know, for crying out loud, Coach Corley, let's throw the football. But at this point, you know, you need to work on a lot of things, and that's what he's trying to work on at this point. He's not dumb. 51-0. He knows that he's has very little chance of winning this football game.
Jason Stone sprints out to the right side. Stone will pick up. No, he won't. I was going to say he picked up a first down, but he was hit out of bounds by Brian Tucker, and I don't believe he did pick up that first down.
No, he stopped a yard short, and Brian Tucker hits a lick. I mean, a lick.
And Permian's had some very hard hits on the Bulldogs tonight.
Tucker shuts him down, I mean, totally when he gets there.
It'll be 3rd and 1.
And Robbie Manelli was about a half a step behind him.
James Woolsey is to the left side. Brandon Odom is to the right. 3rd and 1 from the 31. Stone up the middle.
First down.
And the Bulldogs pick it up.
4:55 left in the ball game. In the third quarter of the ball game.
The best drive for Midland was their first, in which they took it all the way down inside the 20, stopped at the 14-yard line. Since that time, they've had problems moving the football. 1st and 10 from the 35, under the 5-minute mark. Stone has receivers to the right and left. Instead, he'll keep it on the ground and run it himself and be brought down by Robbie Manelli.
Robbie Manelli.
Don't forget, after the game, we'll be awarding our Texas Institute of Sports Medicine Offensive and Defensive Players of the Night. And we'll be going down to the sidelines to visit with a couple of the stars from this evening's game. 2nd and 6. Four minutes left in the ball game, or 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Stone, and it is incomplete, almost picked off. Pass was intended for Eric Hemphill.
Whom was that? He had a 3 on the front of the number. I'm
Whom
not
was
sure.
that?
Whom was that? To whom?
Let us peruse the replay and find out. That was Johnny Seeley right there.
Johnny Seeley was there. Yes, he didn't have a 3. He had a 19. I'm sorry. That's what I get for watching the game instead of the monitor.
3rd and 6 for the Bulldogs. I did discover watching the replay last week that it's much easier at home when the monitor's real big, despite what we have here in front of us.
Right.
I can see every mistake I made. 3rd and 6 from the 39.
Not everyone, you bet.
Well, that's true. There's a few I missed. Robbie Manelli.
Whoa! What a hit. Woo-wee. Oh, me.
This is turning into a Robbie Manelli highlight film.
Oh. Well, there's somebody down around his ankles that was helping out there. Chad Williams had a hold of around the ankles and held him up. And Robbie Manelli supplied the coup d'etat.
Chad Williams, last week's Texas Institute of Sports Medicine Defensive Player of the Night. And there comes the kick from David Worley.
Whoa, almost hit a Permian player, but not quite.
Down by the Bulldogs, Patrick Mowles. And the Permian offense will come back out onto the field. Defensive unit doing their job again. And coming into the ball game, Permian had a string of 3 shutouts in a row against Midland High. And that defense trying to keep that record intact right now.
I tell you what, it is a rather awesome display of offensive power by Odessa Permian tonight. They have each week gotten a little bit better offensively.
1st and 10 Permian at the 34-yard line.
Sumner's with the ball, picks up about 1.5.
Clint Stewart is in there at quarterback right now, the 3rd quarterback that the Panthers have used this evening. 2-yard pickup makes it 2nd and 8, and it was Brandon Goban in on the stop that time for Midland High.
I would rather expect to see Sumner's in the ballgame quite a bit from here on because I think he's the probably heir apparent to Chris Comer. They're going to need to get him some work.
2nd and 8 from the 35. 2.5 minutes to go in the ball game. The pitch coming out to Josh Sumner. Sumner trying to get to the sidelines. Brought down by David Worley.
David Worley. He's had a lot of tackles tonight for the Midland High Bulldogs.
It'll be 3rd down as the ball is spotted just across the 40-yard line. 3rd and about 3 yards to go.
That'll bring up a 3rd and 3.
2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter as you see Ben Arnold coming out to the right side. Backs are split to the right behind Clint Stewart. Stewart pitches the ball to Sumner. Sumner trying to turn the corner, can't do so. As the Bulldog defense doing their job that time, it was Mark Guajardo on the stop.
Very good. Very good. You've got the man's name right. Not bad. 25 tries.
All of halftime, I was downstairs saying Guajardo. I'll tell you why I was downstairs. It's getting mighty chilly up here on top of the press box.
I wore a jacket.
I do have a jacket here. I should put that on. I like to look like Bowie Kuhn did when he was commissioner of baseball.
Permian timeout. I don't know why. They wanted timeout, though.
And the clock will stop with 1 minute and 9 seconds left in the 3rd quarter of play. And I think a few of the fans have discovered what we have discovered. It's a chilly night, and
it's 51-0 ball game.
We're seeing a lot of taillights
1
now.
minute.
Right. They're headed back so they can watch Channel 7
Hey,
News.
this Monday night on Channel 7, CBS is offering a very tremendous lineup, starting with Major Dad and the People Next Door. And at 8 p.m., it's the 23rd Annual Country Music Award, followed immediately by Channel 7 News. That's this Monday night on KOSA TV.
Those Country Music Awards should be good. Kenny Rogers hosting along with Ann Murray.
And I'm sure that Major Williams watches Major Dad.
No doubt about it. Panthers kicking on 4th down. Steve Womack normally kicking, but they give it to Larry Serrano this time that gets the roll, taken inside the 10-yard line by Odom.
And he does a great job of returning that football.
And instead that was James Woolsey. James Woolsey doing it that time for Midland.
Woolsey did a great job.
Joby Teagarden finally forcing him out.
57 seconds left. And the third card, 52-yard average punting for Permian tonight with 2 different punters. That's not bad.
Not at all.
52. That's somewhat.
Steve Womack seen a little bit of a break that time. 57 seconds to go in the third. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs, starting from their own 26-yard line. And that's Stone in at quarterback to the pass.
Ooh, good pass.
Completed.
Good catch.
Across the 45-yard line, that's Michael Wright. Brought down by Brian Rogers. And a first down for the Bulldogs.
Tell you what, they keep that little game up, and they'll put some points on the board here. Wide open. Does a good job of running out to his left and throwing to his with his right hand and getting the ball upfield.
21-yard completion. Brandon Odom will go to the right side. And it's James Woolsey to the left. Stone. Hit and down behind the line of scrimmage. The big play made that time by Jeff Kendrick.
Jeff Kendrick. Good job as he comes from the defensive end slot and just pours on the coals, grabs him around the waist, and puts him on the ground. About a 7-yard loss. Call it a 7-yard.
Matt Pomeroy was also in the vicinity that time.
In the vicinity?
In the vicinity. Means he was there. Second
I
and
was
17.
in the vicinity.
And as we have that 2nd and 17, we'll have to wait till the 4th quarter to get it started. The 3rd quarter play has ended from Ratliff Stadium. The Permian Panthers have increased their halftime lead. It's now 51-0. Back with the final 12 minutes in a moment. This is a Channel 7 Sports production.
Breathe.
12 minutes of this ball game between the Bulldogs and the Panthers. Midland High has it 2nd and 17 from their own 40-yard line. Jason Stone hands it off up the middle to Brent Noisette. Noisette brought down from the ground by Robbie Manelli.
Robbie Manelli again on the tackle. Noisette picked up about 7 yards, just about what they lost on the play before, and does a great job.
I say this is not.
It's not Manelli.
It's Hamilton.
It's Malcolm Hamilton.
Malcolm Hamilton, okay.
Malcolm Hamilton. I'm sorry. Mr. and Mrs. Hamilton, I did not mean to rename your son.
Robbie Manelli, that was my fault. 3rd and 9, 8-yard pickup, out to the 48. On the ground again to Brent Noisette.
That went nowhere.
Jeff Kendrick on the stop, and the Bulldogs will be forced to punt. On 4th down and 7. That was Anthony Jimenez that was one of those there for the Panthers that time.
One of many.
4th and 7 at midfield. Dropping deep to defend, or not to defend, but to get the kick for Permian.
That's right. That's right.
I think we've got Larry Serrano and
someone else.
A teammate who is Jamie Jarman. Fair catch called for and taken by Serrano inside the 15-yard line, about the 14. You get a good shot of Larry right there. Cal Netherland was there to make sure he didn't go anywhere.
I do not believe that Joe Loria stated it was going to be this cool this evening.
Uh-oh. Well, that's right. Joe was the one who said, "Nah, don't take your jacket tonight, Kurt. Leave it at home."
That's because he doesn't like you.
Oh, that could be it.
He has good taste.
1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. Clint Stewart is in there still at quarterback. Panthers keeping it on the ground, trying to run some of that clock, and the flag will fly.
I believe that's a face mask call.
Joe B. Teagard, the ball carrier. David Worley forced him out. One thing we haven't had a lot of tonight, Don, is penalties. Very few tonight.
That's good. Penalties take up, face mask call. And that's going to be either the big one or the little one. Yeah, it's either 5 or 15.
One of the two there.
One of the two.
Let's
see if we can see it here. Oop, there it is. Oh, he hung on. He may give him 15 on that one. No, he only gave him 5. He said it was an inadvertent. And the breeze, I must tell you, is freshening.
Yeah, I noticed.
Not refreshing, but freshening.
I've got my jacket on now. 1st and 10. Permian moves it out to the 23-yard line. 10.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Stewart. Handing the ball off to Malcolm Hamilton.
Mark Wahardo got it.
That clock continues to move as Permian is well in control here. 51-0. Serrano goes wide to the right side, and it's Ben Arnold to the left. And off to Carroll. Deveron Carroll going to the 30-yard line. Has a first down. Carroll will be forced out at the 39 by Major Williams.
Major Williams in on a lot of action here tonight.
And you see Deveron Carroll with the run, 205-pound junior.
Large fellow.
Ball to the 39 as you see the clock showing 9:47 left.
Dax Wilmer got a good block that time.
Carroll one more time as he breaks across the 45-yard line.
And I think the break came, let's see. Brandon Govan. Brandon Govan is the one who, Brandon Govan gets the tackle. Number 15, I believe, which is Brian Conaway, is the one who took the brunt of the blow.
2nd and 2 from the 47. And that is Larry Serrano. That'll be forced out of bounds.
Larry Serrano.
Line of scrimmage of 47. It was David Worley that knocked him out. David Worley has been mentioned a number of times tonight. He's had a good ball game for the Bulldogs. Line of scrimmage with the 47 pushed back to the 46. So it'll be 3rd and about 3. Wahardo was also there for the Bulldogs. 9:05 to go. 3rd and 3 from the 47. And that was Malcolm Hamilton. They'll be stopped short of a first down.
Brings up a 4th down in a punting situation.
David Worley one more time.
Whoa, I tell you what. Carroll, Deveron Carroll absolutely annihilated somebody coming in there as the lead blocker. Of course, at 205 pounds as a running back, you can annihilate people.
4th and 2, and Permian will go for it from their own 47-yard line. 8.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Clint Stewart to Carroll, and he has the first down. He needed the 49. He got to the 50. And so the drive continues. Joe Phillips with the stop for the Bulldogs. And Gary Gaines would like to give his reserves a little bit more of a chance on offense right now.
Permian now has 26 first downs in this ball game. And total yardage, 399.
Coming in, Permian averaging 420.
So they got some running to do yet.
Larry Serrano will be cut down as he gets to the 49-yard line. Brian Conaway on the stop.
They're now at 400 yards.
There we go. We'll give you a running total there, won't we?
That's 211 passing, 189 rushing.
So pretty close to the average, and that is with the first team out there for less than half of the game.
Right.
7.5 minutes left, 2nd and 9 after a 1-yard pickup. Clint Stewart still at quarterback. Up the middle. First down. Well, we'll see where they spot it. That was Malcolm Hamilton, a quick burst through the line right there. Ray Leba in on the stop for the Bulldogs.
Give him 9. That's 409 yards.
3rd and 1. Mike Sneed, our statistician, once again for us this evening.
Who is sitting up here freezing.
He listened to Joe, too.
No, Joe Loria.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. That's Carroll that has the first down. He is a big boy.
That's about a...
Brian Conway on the
Give
tackle.
him a 6-yard pickup.
And again,
that makes 415 yards.
as we see a nice run by Deborah and Carroll, one of the negatives that will come out of this ball game for Permian is that they may have lost Chris Comer for a while. Again, not completely sure what the extent of his injury is, although at this stage it looks like a strained ligament. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers from the 35-yard line. 6:40 and counting down. Up the middle. That's Malcolm Hamilton, who will be taken down inside the 35-yard line.
Give him a 3 yards.
L.T. Ezel.
He got 3.
Or Chris Spratt. Is that right? Chris Spratt.
Okay, 418 yards.
2nd and 7. What did I say their average was? 420?
Yes.
Okay.
They're getting close.
They're just about there.
At that point, they have to quit.
I think that's it. They take the football and go home. A number of people have gone home. They just don't have the football yet. 6 minutes left. 2nd and 7 at the Bulldog 32-yard line.
That did it.
And that's Malcolm Hamilton.
4-yard pickup.
Dusty Taylor on the tackle.
A 4-yard pickup on the play will bring them up to 222 yards. Now do they have to start all over and go back to 420 again?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, is this one of those, if you go over, you lose it all?
No. That's
some other game.
Yeah, that's a 21 in basketball or something. Yeah.
Right.
Under the 5.5-minute mark, it'll be 3rd and 3 for Permian. This drive started from the 14-yard line. Their own 14, they moved it to the Bulldog 28-yard line.
Oh, first down.
Hard running by Jody Rood.
First down because he's across.
Chris Spratt on the tackle.
He's across the 30. No, they're going to put it right on the 30, but they're going to give him a first down anyway. So that brings them up to some more yards. They're up to 425 yards now. Now they have 214 yards rushing, 211 yards passing.
Oh, okay, there we go.
To make it even, they have to pass for 3.
I don't think they're going to do it, though. 1st and 10.
Okay.
From the Bulldog 25, under the 5-minute mark. And that's Malcolm Hamilton again.
Malcolm Hamilton received a rather ungracious welcome.
Chris Spratt and Mark Guajardo on the stop.
Mark Guajardo has played a good ball game tonight. He's tough.
No pickup on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10. As we come down on the 4-minute mark. The ball is at the 25-yard line. That's Hamilton. As he carries Bulldogs down with him inside the 25-yard line. Dusty Taylor was on his back. But Malcolm was taking Dusty for a little bit of a ride. And that ride ended at the 22-yard line. And watch it here. Dusty jumps onto the 25, and Malcolm keeps going to the 22. 3rd down, 7 yards to go after the 7-yard or the 3-yard pickup by Malcolm Hamilton. The Panthers continue to grind it out on the ground, taking the ball to the 20-yard line, about a 2-yard pickup.
That is the most accurate statement you have made when you said grind it out on the ground. It is a grind at this point. Just working on the base plays, inside, a little bit outside, inside, outside.
Nice shot there of Malcolm Hamilton tying his shoe. Can you tell the score is 51-0 after that one?
430 yards.
It'll be 4th and 5. That is Shane Young in there at quarterback. And Shane is brought back.
Well, that ruined the yardage.
Yeah, to about the 38-yard line. That's one way to stop them on 4th down.
I'll tell you this much. They just dropped below their game average.
Doug Dawson and Matt Wyatt on the stop. Brian Conway was also there. Really, the only question remaining now is if the Bulldogs can break that shutout.
But the only other question is, can they get back to 420? They're now down to 412.
There's another one, yeah. They're down to 412, huh?
412 yards. Midland has 118 yards.
Once again, after the game, we'll be headed down to talk with our Texas Institute of Sports Medicine offensive and defensive players of the night. From this Bulldog-Panther battle tonight, there's a completed pass. Completed to James Woolsey from Patrick Miles.
Nice throw, nice catch. Brings it out to about the 50-yard line.
Mark Blake on the tackle.
Mark Blake, number 29. First and 10 after the 50-yard line.
And the Bulldogs would definitely like to get that 0 off the board. 2 minutes and 28 seconds in which to do that right now as Miles goes back to throw again and has it incomplete.
First hops don't count.
Intended for Brandon Oden, just a little underthrown. Jared Jensen was defending.
Brandon make a good shortstop, though. I wanted on the short hop. Good job.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 with the ball resting at midfield, 50-yard line. James Woolsey comes to the left. That's Oden to the right.
Whoa.
Top knocked down. The defensive play made by Jared Jensen.
Jared Jensen got a big mid up there and pawak that one. A pawak. That's the sound you get when you hit a watermelon with a sledgehammer.
Let's see, who does that? Gallagher does that.
Yes,
with
right.
a sledgehammer, yeah.
Yeah, right. Whoever. Who's Gallagher?
3rd and 10. Hey, he's a comedian. Where have you been? 3rd and 10. Miles incomplete.
Oh.
The closest one to that football was Ben Arnold for Permian.
And Ben Arnold was looking to tackle somebody instead of catching footballs because he could have caught that one.
That bring up a 4th and 10.
So it'll be 4th and 10 for the Bulldogs with 2 minutes and 14 seconds left in the ball game. And Midland has called a timeout right now.
Do you punt here?
Now Bulldogs.
I don't think so. I think you try to get that goose egg off the board, but we'll find out in just a few moments. Timeout on the field, 2:14 to go. Permian leading it 51-0. Back for the final 2:14 in just a moment.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
We created the Sony Handycam video camcorder to be a part of some memorable trips, some fascinating journeys.
Stadium for the final 2 minutes and 14 seconds. The Bulldogs called a timeout on 4th and 10. And you rarely call a timeout on 4th and 10 unless you're going to go for it.
Okay. I tell you what, I don't know many 4th and 10 plays other than putting the ball in the air, which obviously they're probably going to do.
Patrick Miles at quarterback. Miles on the run. Airs it out. Incomplete.
Oh, me.
The pass was intended for Albert Ray.
And Albert is going to have dreams of nightmares of this one, friend, because he is open and he's got some running room in front of him when he catches the ball. Good throw. Ball right in his hands. And he saw somebody coming across, but he had way downfield with that one.
That was Jamie Jarman that was coming in there to defend.
Well, Permian has to get 8 yards back to get back to their average. They have to gain 8 yards. If they don't gain 8 yards, then the whole
It's
game...
been a loss. Yeah,
a loss.
right.
Wrong?
I don't think they'll settle for that. 2:07 to go in the game.
Yeah,
But I'll tell you something, when you get the second, third stringers in there, they are definitely doing their very best, which you see right there.
There's 5 of them.
Hamilton.
There's 5 of it.
37 for the Panthers.
5 yards. That brings him up to 417.
Marcus Heredia in on the stop that time for Midland High. 2nd and 5, 1:45 and counting down. Fumble on the play, and it's still free. Hamilton gets back to fall on it.
But he loses 3 yards.
Oh, here we go again.
2 yards, -2.
Shane Young, Jr. is in there at quarterback, the first, or make that the fourth quarterback the Panthers have employed. Stoney Case started the game at quarterback, did not play any of the second half.
Did not play most of the third or second quarter.
True. 3rd and 8 from the 48. Malcolm Hamilton will be brought down on the play by David Worley.
Gained about a yard.
And so Permian will be faced with a 4th and 6. And if we can get the
415 yards.
415.
They need 4. No, 5.
Need 5, huh?
5.
Well, they're going to go for it on 4th and 6. And this 4th and 6 will be the final play of the ball game, probably, if it's not an incompleted pass or they don't go out of bounds or something like that. Shane Young, a quarterback to Hamilton, and he'll be stopped short of
3
the
yard
first down.
pickup.
Well, I take it back. Or if they're stopped on 4th down, that's the other way. It's not the last play of the ball game. Mark Guajardo on the stop.
Picked up 3. They had 417 yards. They're going to end up 3 yards short of their average. It's a terrible night. Destructionville.
The Bulldogs will have 17 seconds in which to try to get that shutout off the board.
Do you realize that means they're going to have to run laps for 3 days?
Ooh. That's
No.
why these young men are lining up like it's 2 points difference late in the ball game. Now back to throw. Can't get away.
Did he throw that?
I think he did. That's usually, in the NFL, that would be in the grasp. But we're not in the NFL.
Nope. They took a timeout. Midland High took a timeout with 5 seconds left.
Jeff Hamilton was in there and just would not let go. Is that Hamilton?
No, he didn't throw it. He kept the ball.
There's number 14, who is John Lambert. John Lambert doing the job.
Boy, the wind is getting breezy coming out of the east.
There we go. A couple of Permian players celebrating a victory. That is David Connor, along with Chris McMillan, a couple of linemen. We did a story this past week on the offensive line and what a great job they've done, and they did it again tonight. 2nd and 17.
Oh, he's going to run a long ways. Whoops.
He comes back to get hit and then tries the other way and gets hit again.
And he fumbles the football on the final play of the game.
Jeff Hamilton making the stop.
And it doesn't make any difference who has the football.
The streak
It's all
is
over.
intact. Permian has another shutout against Midland High for the 4th year in a row. The Bulldogs come up empty on the scoreboard and in the win column. 51-0 is the final, with the Permian Panthers remaining unbeaten, 5-0 overall, 2-0 in district play. The Bulldogs falling to 1-4 and 0-2 in district.
And the coach is shaking hands. It's got to be a little bit bitter. But we'll be back in just a moment with the Texas Institute of Sports Medicine post-game show, as Kurt Kaiser will be talking to the offensive and defensive players of the game. And we'll be back with that post-game show in just one moment.